NuNet is a computing framework that provides globally distributed and optimized computing power and storage for decentralized networks by connecting data owners and computing resources with computational processes in demand of these resources. So you could almost say NuNet is basically Airbnb for compute, but it's much more than just that. To understand what NuNet does exactly, let's have a look at the different participants of the NuNet framework: consumers, providers, and network operators. For providers, there are three different types. First, we have the compute providers, where a person basically rents out their unused compute, processing power, and these kind of things. Next, we have data providers, and as the name already suggests, well, they provide data. And lastly, we have AI service providers. This can be anyone who wants to publish any AI services on NuNet. In the beginning, for now, SingularityNet will be the biggest AI service provider on NuNet. Next to providers, we also have consumers. And you probably could already guess that consumers are people who need compute, data, or AI services. As an AI service provider, you also maybe want to have compute or data from NuNet to work on your AI and keep it up to date. So in that case, an AI service provider could also become a consumer to some degree. Other examples could be dApp developers who use the decentralized compute, or researchers who use the decentralized provided data. And then of course we have network operating agents. Put simply, people who make sure that everything runs smoothly and that every consumer gets matched with the right provider for their requests. To become an operating agent, you will need to run the NuNet software on a node, and then the internal agents will take care of everything else. To prevent bad actors from causing harm, operating agents need to stake a significant amount of NuNet tokens that can be slashed in case there's bad behavior that is detected. Also, there's a reputation system in place where agents earn a better or worse reputation over time. And every workflow will always be verified by multiple independently operating agents to be sure that it can be cross and double checked. The NuNet token is what will be used for every transfer of data, compute, or any other interactions on the network. It's also important to mention that the agents will be completely decentralized. As NuNet puts it in their white paper, NuNet agent will be radically decentralized in the sense that no meta agent will control or have information about the whole network. Alright, now let's look at that on the whiteboard to understand it better. Let's say the backbone of NuNet are the operating agents. They are down here and they take care that everything runs smoothly. These are O's for operating agent. Good. Then we have providers and consumers. So consumer is basically just a person who says, hey, I need compute for my AI model. And then we have providers, and a provider can also be you. Every one of us can be a provider. So let's maybe take red for that. Right, this is me, and I am holding my smartphone in my hand. Yes, it's a very big smartphone. Anyway, good. And now I say, hey, my smartphone has a little bit of compute that I don't need. So what I'll do is I can now give this compute to, of course it's not a lot, but when you think about millions and millions of people who all have smartphones and they all give compute, then a little bit comes together. So I can give compute to this person who needs compute. Of course it can also be other people, right? It can be big server farms. So this is a server farm, obviously, as you can see here. Or it can be just laptops. So this is apparently a laptop. and other people who have compute or data or whatever they have unused somewhere laying around. It could be data sets, local weather data sets, or data sets that you have from your own research. Whatever it is, you can all supply that to NuNet, and then it will be distributed to whoever consumer needs it. Obviously, all will be handled in the background by the operating agents. Now, if you know HoneyGain, maybe that makes it a little bit clearer what NuNet can or will be in the future. If you know HoneyGain, That is an app on your phone that basically rents out your unused data. Right, your unused internet data, it rents it out, it gives it out a little bit of that to people who need it. And NuNet will probably be a little bit similar and work a little bit similar, that you will download the NuNet app, anything like that, and then it will automatically give out your unused computing power, or maybe you have data that you want to give out, and in exchange you will get back NuNet tokens. So again, to sum it up, we have consumers, we have providers. A provider can probably also be you just with your smartphone or your laptop, and then we have the operating agents who make sure that everything runs smoothly. And that's basically NuNet in a nutshell. Alright, and like this we can see how NuNet could possibly be the biggest untapped source of compute on the entire planet and of data, because everyone who has compute or data or wants to provide AI services could participate. And now that we understand that, let's dive a little bit deeper into NuNet and understand the concept of containers, a word that you'll probably hear quite frequently when it comes to NuNet. To understand what containers are, let's imagine you want to play a computer game. By the way, let me know down in the comments what's your favorite game. I personally wasted many years of my life on League of Legends, back in Season 1 and Season 2, not anymore though. Anyway, let's imagine you want to play a game, but for that game you need a certain set of settings so it runs smoothly on your computer. And if you want to play that game on a different computer, you need to change the settings to the exact same settings so it runs smoothly. A container now is basically a predetermined set of settings that a certain application needs so it runs smoothly, or it runs at all. Any application, service or whatnot on NuNet will need its own unique settings, preset code, configurations and so forth. And a container will basically encapsulate all of that so that it can easily be shared amongst the different agents in the network, and every application can run smoothly with every agent. And here also small language models can come into play. Since SLMs need very little processing power, an application-specific SLM can be easily encapsulated within any container. Like this, every user can have a personally customized SLM running on their own GPU. Now, what about sensitive data and privacy on the NuNet network, you might ask? Well, the white paper states that highly sensitive data can be processed at a client side by planting containers with proprietary AI ML algorithms within the boundaries of the client's private cloud and ensuring that no data is leaked. Containers with algorithms may be cryptographically signed and secured, and NuNet will ensure that the container is destroyed when the computing job is done. In this way, securing privacy and intellectual property of both data and computing intelligence providers. So the container basically never leaves the client's sphere, so to say, and when its job is done, it gets destroyed, so that nothing can leak to the outside. NuNet's primary goal is to provide decentralized compute, data and AI services, but overall, it's a great unifying framework across multiple technologies, such as blockchain, AI or the Internet of Things. The public mainnet alpha is expected to go live in Q3 of 2024, so not that long anymore. And as I mentioned, small language models play an important part in accelerating the development of NuNet. So if you want to find out how exactly small language models are different from large language models and how they are trained, check out the video right over there.